Rooted in resilience, resisting erasure, in collaboration with 8 Indigenous curators, the Penn Museum's new Native North America Gallery opens Saturday, November 22nd, and everyone's invited. Explore powerful stories of self-determination by Indigenous peoples, despite attempts to erase their identities, cultures, and languages. Join us for all-day festivities with performances, activities for all ages, and interactive galleries. Tickets at penn.museum. It's the Friday News Roundup. Pennsylvania, we finally have a budget. Mayor Cherelle Parker is getting rid of diversity requirements on city contracts. Former Philly Art Museum CEO is suing over her termination, and the city wants to know your ideas for Market East. It's Friday, November 14th. I'm Trenae Nuri, and here's what Philly's talking about. Joining me this week at the Filler Club is CityCast Philly executive producer Matt Katz. Hey, Matt.
Hey, Trenae, congratulations. We never have to talk about the state budget again.
Actually, we will have to.
That's true.
Because we got to figure out what's in the budget, who are the winners, who are the losers. But after 135 days since the budget was due,
it's pretty unbelievable. So we will, you're right, find out more about what's in this document, this massive budget that they passed in the coming days. But we know some things. This finally came through this week behind closed doors. Democrats and Republicans made a deal. Governor Shapiro signed the budget in the middle of the week. Here are some highlights as we know them. A 4.7% increase in spending over the last fiscal year. That's about $1 billion less than what Governor Shapiro had initially proposed, but it's $2 billion more than what Republicans wanted. It includes more than $600 million in new funding for the state's poorest public schools. That was seen as a win for public school advocates. In a win for Republicans, Pennsylvania will not join what's known as RGGI, R-G-G-I. It's a regional cap and trade program, basically charges power plants for how much carbon emissions they release into the air. It's a big priority for environmentalists. Several states are part of this. Pennsylvania, since 2019, has been technically part of this, although it's kind of been held up in the courts. That is now dead. Republicans said that this program limited the state's ability to tap into its gas resources. They said it was bad for business. Democrats have long said that this was important for the environment, but this was the major concession that the Democrats made, ending their involvement in this big environmental pact. And no new revenue source for public transit. So SEPTA is still basically in limbo after another year and a half. We're going to still have to figure out how they're going to get money because, again, we did not legalize and tax cannabis, which was one of the options for getting new revenue so we can fund public transit. We did not regulate and tax skill games, the gas station games that the legislators have long talked about as a means of getting more revenue for public transit. So that didn't happen. So that is definitely bad news for SEPTA. Little bit of good news for low and moderate income Pennsylvanians. There's a new earned income tax credit. So that'll help folks out. But on the flip side, minimum wage is still at a paltry and pathetic $7.25. That did not move as a result of this deal.
Okay, so lots to talk about in the coming days. What does this also mean for Philly?
Yeah, I mean, the immediate good news for Philly is that the school district can stop borrowing money in order to operate and pay its teachers because the school district was borrowing so much money. I think it borrowed almost $600 million just since the budget stalemate. And, when you borrow that much money, you have to pay millions and millions of dollars in fees and interests. So we don't know exactly how much they spent paying the banks in order to operate, but certainly money was wasted. But at least now they can start getting money officially from the state and won't have to borrow money anymore.
Right. But also in the next coming weeks, months, the school district is going to figure out which schools they're going to close. So
Right.
that might also, I don't know, maybe save money as well.
It might in the long run, but I don't
Right.
know what that'll mean immediately. Yeah.
Well, speaking of maybe the ends of stalemates,
Yeah.
federal government.
Happened like at the same time. Both the federal government and the state government decided to return to normal operations at the same time this week.
That's a good thing because I couldn't really go through another week of just keep talking about it.
That's true. It's a good thing that for the discourse, but maybe not a good thing for America, depending on who you talk to.
Right.
Because it was our Democratic Senator, John Fetterman, who was a key reason why the federal government reopened. He was one of the minority of Democrats who decided to side with Republicans and get this government back open and agree to their budget. That has resulted in many Democrats being quite angry at Fetterman.
And he's unapologetic about it.
Absolutely. Yes. He says this was the right thing for Pennsylvanians. We needed to get the government going again. But you have other congressional Democrats, Congressman Dwight Evans, Congressman Brendan Boyle. These are Philadelphia Democrats who are totally in disagreement with Fetterman. Boyle tweeted that the budget deal fails to stop Republicans from kicking millions of Americans off their health care, fails to stop Republicans from raising costs on tens of millions of Americans, fails to stop Trump's illegal power grabs. And that's why Boyle said he was voting hell no on this budget. So has been saying that like Fetterman is betraying his democratic principles here. So it's really interesting how Fetterman has become an enemy to so many in his own party. He's really like out there in the wilderness right now. But he did have a new book that came out this week as well.
I heard about that.
Did you hear the title?
What's it called?
Unfettered.
Like unbothered? Like Fetterman is unbothered.
Yeah. Merriam-Webster says unfettered means not controlled or restricted.
Yeah, that's totally the vibe.
Yes, that's what he's going for. Yes.
Isn't there kind of a bit where he goes for Governor Josh Shapiro?
Yeah, he spills some tea in this book. It's kind of juicy at parts. I mean, I didn't, in full disclosure, read it, but I read the coverage of it. And there is this story he tells that back when Fetterman was lieutenant governor, both he and Shapiro, who at the time was state attorney general, they served on Pennsylvania's Board of Pardons. And that means that's the board where they like decide whether to grant mercy to state detainees, to inmates. And on a hot mic during one of these meetings, he called Shapiro a fucking asshole. And because Fetterman thought that Shapiro was being too tough on granting leniency, and Fetterman was being, more empathetic and granting leniency to prisoners. So he calls Shapiro a fucking asshole. Everybody hears it because it's a hot mic, and as a result of this, Fetterman and Shapiro stop talking. They have not spoken in 5 years, and in this book, Fetterman said that like Shapiro was acting tough on granting leniency to these prisoners because of his own political ambition. And Fetterman said he was also annoyed that Shapiro didn't endorse his bid for lieutenant governor. And the bottom line is they no longer speak, have not spoken in 5 years. And that's kind of crazy, right?
It just sounds like politics to me. The drama.
It's total drama, and it's total like these guys who, both seem to want to be president one day are kind of going after each other, but it has consequences. These are the highest elected public officials in Pennsylvania, and they don't communicate. So,
it seems odd because you're in the same party.
And like Pennsylvania needs stuff from the federal government. Mm-hmm. So let's say there's a natural disaster and, we need emergency federal aid.
So you're saying like basically Pennsylvania doesn't have an ally, a strong ally as it could have because of a comment made 5 years ago on a hot mic.
And a feud between two, political egos.
Whew, child.
And then the other senator is a Republican, so obviously Shapiro should have might have less sway with him. And I want to talk about him for a minute. Senator Dave McCormick, our Republican senator from Pennsylvania, he released an ad this week to try to lure New Yorkers to move to Pennsylvania.
Why?
Because of Zohran Mamdani, the new mayor. This is the ad.
Democratic Socialist Zohran Mamdani will be elected the next mayor of New York, New York.
Are you worried about your future in New York? Because I have just the place for you. Pennsylvania, where America was born. We've got mountains, winning football teams, world-class universities, and no one is going to make you feel unwelcome for loving America, loving freedom, and loving your God.
I will often see ads to visit New York, for example, to go hiking and skiing and visit, New York City and New York State, right? For the beauty of the landscape and like the tourism activities that I can do. Not like an ad because of my politics or my beliefs.
Right.
Because
right.
I can do that anywhere.
But he's indicating that you can't worship your own God in New York City anymore, which seems a little outrageous.
Like, what was this for is my question.
Right.
Like,
are you really luring New Yorkers or are you playing to your base?
That's weird.
The other weird thing is winning football teams in the image for this. He's saying, come to Pennsylvania.
No, he didn't.
Showed the freaking Steelers.
No.
They're the 5-4 Pittsburgh Steelers. Give me a break. He did show Jalen with his Super Bowl trophy also in this ad, and that made me say, get my quarterback's face off of your political ad. Come on now. but winning
again,
football teams.
I just don't really quite understand the timing and what's that all about?
I think he's trying to get into the anti-Mamdani discourse.
New Yorkers are passionate people, loving people. I don't know if that's necessarily going to move them to come to Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, listen, aside from all this drama, all this politicking, people need a break. Okay, the government reopens. Now we have a budget, but we still have problems with healthcare. We still have problems with expensive food prices, and rents are too expensive.
Yes.
Not to mention that you really need to work 2 full-time jobs or 3 to 5 side hustles just to afford anything. Mm-hmm. So while people might be talking about come to Pennsylvania, let's be clear, stuff is still pricey, and we still are questioning, is our government serving us? And why the hell did it take 134 plus days for you guys to compromise on this and not even take us to new heights?
Yes. Yeah. Right. Just to kind of stay afloat. Agreed. And, a senator's Twitter commercial and another senator's autobiography where he's, shooting barbs at political rivals does not put more food on anybody's table or help anybody get work that pays a living wage.
Oh, work. That sounds like business. That sounds like something that came out of City Hall this week. Mayor Cherelle Parker is making a major shift in who is getting a city contract. This came out of the Inquirer yesterday, on Thursday, after 4 decades of the city kind of moving in a direction to get more women and people of color government contracts, right? Mayor Parker is no longer pursuing that goal. And in fact, the goal was to fulfill 35% of all contracts through what was known as the minority, women, or disabled-owned enterprises, but that's getting wiped away. And we were on a upward trajectory because prior to 2016, the goal was set at 25%.
And that goes back to the 80s. So this is a decades-old city policy to get government contracts in the hands of minority, women, or disabled-owned businesses. Yes. And now that is gone.
So the city's solicitor, Renee Garcia, said in a statement that this change comes as a new federal legal precedent prohibits the setting of contracting goals based on race and gender. But Matt, I have not heard or seen any indication that the Trump administration is saying, hey, Philly, stop doing this.
Yeah, I know.
Whereas we saw that with at University Penn or something like that.
Yeah, there's been no threat. So why did this happen? We have not heard of any threat from the Trump administration that we're going to pull all your funding unless you stop these DEI efforts.
Right.
So why now? I mean, in fairness, this issue has gotten more legal attention recently. There was a 2023 Supreme Court decision to strike down affirmative action in college admissions. Trump has threatened to withhold federal dollars from entities that, like universities, that have DEI initiatives. So maybe this was preemptive. The Inquirer broke the story, and Parker did not explain herself to the Inquirer. She put the city solicitor out there to give a statement.
As we know, Parker is a Democrat, and she's the city's first Black woman mayor. And in the past, she has supported economic opportunities for diverse business owners, woman-led, Black-led, Asian-led. So this seems kind of odd and a weird shift. And same to what you were saying, why now?
Right. Fair to say you were pretty shocked when we were together when you read this story.
I was speechless.
Yeah.
I basically was like, excuse me?
And this is, as you said, the city's first Black female mayor, a point that she has,
she's proud of that.
Yes.
And she should be proud of that. And that's a major accomplishment. And on top of it being the 100th mayor, I mean, she's been touting that while in office for 2 years now. So it just seems like a curveball.
Yeah.
And we're not quite sure why.
The Inquirer said that we could expect pushback on this from city council, which is majority people of color. And they will probably hear complaints about this from their constituents. I mean, these city contracts to minority firms are not insignificant. $370 million annually in contracts to historically disadvantaged firms. So this is a significant change.
I just want to go back to Mayor Parker's 2026 budget address earlier this year. And in that speech, she was so enthusiastic about where the city was and some of the priorities like housing and crime reduction, and also the celebration of the country's 250th anniversary. And she said this, "I assure you, Philadelphia, the birthplace of democracy, is ready to welcome the world in 2026. We will engage every corner of Philadelphia with meaningful investments, economic opportunity, and a spirit of celebration across every neighborhood." When I hear every neighborhood, I think of from the top to the northeast to the bottom of southwest, South Philly, to the west sides, to the northwest, basically everyone. Mm-hmm. And we are such a diverse city. And to me, that means everyone.
Right.
One city united, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if this direction is going to unite the city.
Mm-hmm.
We've got more news after the break. Filler Club is Philadelphia's best kept secret. It's the only place in the city where you can work out, and socialize all under one roof. Right in the heart of Philly, across from 30th Street Station, Filler Club is a private membership club built for modern city life. With multiple co-working spaces, more than 50 businesses on site, and a state-of-the-art fitness center featuring 2 full floors, personal training, an indoor pool, golf simulators, and even a cold plunge. You'll find everything you need to thrive. Visit fillerclub.com to learn more and apply to become a member. Discover why Filler Club is Philadelphia's best kept secret for work, wellness, and connection.
You know, when most of us want to learn a new language, it's not because we're dying to memorize grammar tables or ace a quiz. It's because we actually want to speak it out in the real world with real people. And that's what Babbel is great at, getting you there fast. Hey, it's Michael Zibiak, Chief Revenue Officer here at CityCast. My daughter's a senior in high school, and after graduation, we're taking a father-daughter trip to Spain. And right now, my Spanish is, let's just say, very high school level. Shout out to Senior Patty from Syosset High School. You tried. When we're in Spain, I'd love to do more than just ask where the bathroom is. I want to be able to chat with locals, order tapas, and actually connect, not just read the menu and point. So I'm starting with Babbel. It's all about small steps, big wins, and it's super easy to fit into my life. Honestly, with how busy things get here at CityCast, I love that Babbel's bite-sized, 10-minute lessons fit right into my day, between meetings or over my morning coffee. I'm excited to pick up some real-world Spanish before we go, so we can experience Spain like locals, not tourists. Doesn't that sound better? Right now, Babbel's got a special deal for our listeners. Get up to 55% off your subscription at babbel.com/citycast. That's BABBEL.com/citycast for up to 55% off. Rules and restrictions may apply. Gracias and adios.
All right, Matt. Last week, we talked about this abrupt firing of the former Philly Art Museum CEO, Sasha Suda. Well, this week, she filed a lawsuit. She is suing her former employer for the basis of, well, actually, without having a valid basis.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, the board said they fired her for cause, and we didn't know what that cause was.
But there's a lot of speculation.
Yeah.
Could be because she was pushing a lot of diversity inclusion efforts.
Oh, sounds familiar. That was one of the thoughts that we had. We also had heard and read that she was being accused of being financially irresponsible, padding her already $750,000 paycheck with a few extra $1,000. Or was it because she rebranded the museum from the Philadelphia Museum of Art to the Philadelphia Art Museum, which people are now calling FART? Have you heard the
FAM. I love me saying FAM, but it's FAM.
The FART Museum is also kind of funny. But either way, people were very upset almost universally with this rebranding and also the new logo. So these are all the ideas that we thought.
It's a bunch of speculation, right? Yeah.
Well, now Suda has filed suit, and she claims, this is according to the New York Times write-up on the lawsuit, that the final straw came over a dispute concerning a lobbyist named Melissa Heller. So the chair of the museum board, Ellen Kaplan, wanted Melissa, the lobbyist, to be brought onto the museum board as a trustee. But Sasha Suda, who was running the museum, she thought that Melissa Heller was, quote, abrasive and not a cultural fit for a board that needed collaboration and stability. So there's this disagreement between this powerful board member and Sasha Suda
and the CEO,
over who's going to be on this pick for the board. As a result of that, Ellen Kaplan, the board member, attempted a, quote, coup by rallying a minority of board members to oppose Sasha Suda. And this, Sasha Suda says, is the reason why she was ultimately fired, because there was this coup that a few board members ran against her and kicked her out.
Also, in that Times write-up, there was a statement, like, basically, does this, like, messy, like, legal battle now basically, like, mess up the museum's credibility? Is that now at risk?
I
don't think so.
I mean, maybe for, like, big donors who
Sure,
want to, I don't know
yeah.
if I want to give $100,000 to a museum that doesn't have their shit together. I mean, for me, I think it's kind of like, I'm enjoying the gossip. I'm enjoying the hot mess. And it wouldn't preclude me from going to the museum and dropping $30 on admission. I'm still going to go if there's a cool exhibit or if it's a rainy Sunday.
During the free Sundays.
Exactly right. But I mean, yeah, so it might be a problem, though, for like big donors who don't want to give money to an institution where everybody's got knives out for each other.
Yeah.
It seems like this board doesn't really get along.
Yeah. I don't understand all of this, honestly.
No.
From Harrisburg to different boards.
Totally.
Just talk to people.
Yeah, come on now.
I mean, I don't like you, Matt,
I
but
know.
like, I'm going to be able to work
we
with
get
you.
along good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're a model for how Democrats and Republicans get along.
Hello.
Despise each other.
Wait,
and
who's
here
a
we are.
Republican? Who's a Democrat here? Hold on. All right, let's head over to Market East. Lots of chatter, lots of talking, lots of ideas floating around about the future of Market East. So over the past 2 years, businesses like Iron Hill Brewery, Wawa, remember that giant heirloom market?
Yeah, that was
closed.
nice. I know.
Greyhound
so
closed, but maybe returning. And then this whole it was maybe like over 2-year process of a possible new arena downtown for the Sixers, but that ultimately got pulled. And a contract between Comcast and the Sixers basically took that idea to South Philly, to the Stadium District. Fast forward, the city is now looking for your ideas, Philadelphia, for the future of what Market East could be.
Yeah, and they also created an advisory committee to help guide the future of Market East. 60 people. And that seems like a lot of people on a committee, and I hope it doesn't just mean that there's going to be a lot more meetings. I hope there's going to be action. I mean, we do know one piece that is actually happening, apparently, and that's Harris Blitzer Sports and Entertainment and Comcast, which together are owners of the 76ers. At least Harris Blitzer Sports and Entertainment was supposed to be involved in building that downtown arena for the Sixers, and now both entities are involved in building a new arena in South Philly for the Sixers. They're going to knock down a bunch of buildings in Market East, like very soon, like in the coming months, around the 1,000 block of Market Street, spending about $60 million on that. But what they do with that cleared land is still unclear. And hopefully this committee of 60 people will make some decisions about that, so we don't have just another whole vacant lot in the middle of our city.
So in order to get your ideas to this advisory committee, there is a survey. It's literally called I Have an Idea for Market East. And so some of the fields, I guess, that you can fill out is, should this area be for traffic and transportation, retail and shopping, arts and entertainment, safety and quality of life, 2026 celebrations and Philadelphia 250, beautification and streetscape, vacant property and open space. Or you can add some of your other ideas.
What's your idea?
I would say retail and shopping and parking and bike lanes.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Protected bike lanes.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah. I know what's best for the city.
Let's share our streets, baby. I want a Philly Sports Museum.
In Market East?
Yeah, why not? It's a tourist area.
Uh-huh.
It's the main cultural currency of our city. There's plenty of memorabilia. It could attract people from the region who are Philly sports fans. It could also attract tourists from way out of town. There's Comcast, which has many sports affiliations. Then there's the 76ers ownership. They're involved in this whole project. Open a Philadelphia Sports Museum right on Market East.
I'm sold. You know why? Atlanta has one.
There you go.
The college, college football Hall of Fame Museum, which is so cool inside. And there's a Chick-fil-A inside. I know.
Amazing.
Well, we've got more news after the break.
Guess what? CityCast has some news. I'm Sean McPherson, the host of CityCast Twin Cities.
And I'm Jane Sihu, and I'm the host of CityCast Seattle. Hey, if you have a friend in one of our cities, can you text them for us?
Yeah, something, simple like, hey, how's that rash doing? And do you listen to podcasts? Because I have one you're definitely going to like. After that, tell them that CityCast has helped you become more informed, more involved, and more connected to your amazing city.
We're going to help that person you know in Seattle who's been trying to make friends.
And we're also going to do that for that guy you only kind of knew in college who moved back to the Twin Cities after graduation.
Don't we all have that guy?
Yeah, and usually that guy is named Todd.
So did you text him yet?
Jane, let's just wait a minute. We don't want to rush anybody. We'll do a little small talk. How's everything going in Seattle?
Beautiful, beautiful. Fall leaves popping. How about Twin Cities?
Today, beautiful and sunshiny in St. Paul. Okay, Jane, I bet they are done texting by now, and I just want to remind them, hey, you, please tell that friend to subscribe to CityCast Twin Cities or Seattle, wherever you get your podcasts.
Or if you don't want to text them and you're really just on Instagram sending them DMs all the time with like funny videos, send them a DM of our latest videos. You can find us at CityCast Twin Cities or CityCast Seattle on Instagram. Thanks.
Before we get into our weekend plans, Matt, there are new red light cameras in these streets, so you better slow down.
I know. I got a ticket on 95 that came in the mail 2 months later.
How you get a ticket from 95?
I don't know. They got me in some sort of
Like speeding?
Speeding through a work zone.
I thought
200.
I can't imagine you being like this,
Speed demon?
like this, like Fast and the Furious character.
I know my kid was in the car. I couldn't have been going that fast, but it's $265.
$265.
Isn't that crazy?
Well,
if
look,
it's $265, I want to talk to the cop. I want to actually get pulled over and have the experience. Not 2 months later, see a picture of my car and get it in the mail, ruin my day. What are they charging on these new red light cameras?
So first of all, they're going to have these cameras at the Aikens Oval. So that's like, near the Art Museum and Kelly Drive in 76, which, I mean, it kind of makes sense because that area is filled with tourists and pedestrians and runners and biker baby strollers.
Yeah.
So right now we're in this like warning period, but after in early January, the fines will go up to $100.
Got it. Okay.
Yep. So what are you doing this weekend?
I'm hoarding pennies, Trenae.
I dropped a penny and like immediately scooped it up.
You got to grab them because they minted the final penny in America in Philly this past week.
So me and my kids were having a conversation like, what does this actually mean for like transactions?
You can still use it.
Yeah, no, I get that. But like eventually if something is going to cost $1.99,
right, they'll round
and
that
I give
up.
$2, give me the penny back.
They're not going to do that. I brought you a penny, by the way.
That's bad business. Thank you.
So just so we can know what we're talking about while we're looking at it.
Good old penny. Back in my day, there was a thing called the penny.
It's been made for 232 years. The first pennies were made in Philly, of course, in March 1793 over at 7th and Arch. The Lincoln wasn't put on the penny until 1909, but that penny also first minted in Philly. And President Trump says he's getting rid of the penny because it's costs 4 cents for each penny to be produced. So it's a cost-saving measure. But I just figured we'd like look at the penny and honor the penny and say farewell to the penny. Thank you for your service, penny. I'm going to need that back, though, Trenae.
Oh, yeah, because times are hard. What else are you doing this weekend?
I mentioned this on the show a few weeks ago. I'm doing a tiny table tour in the Italian market with a bunch of friends on Sunday.
Fun.
Yeah.
Shout out to Maddie.
Yeah, Maddie who runs the tours.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, Maddie. Okay, so just in case if you were wondering what I was doing.
What are you doing this weekend, Trenae?
I'll be at the Philadelphia Citizens Ideas We Should Steal Festival at the Comcast Center today. I'll be mingling with the change makers and the innovators from around the country doing amazing work in their fields so we can learn about how they are solving problems in their community. Sunday, Eagles, night game.
Oof.
I'm going to try to get tickets.
Are you going to try to
I'm going to use all my pennies.
You need a lot of pennies.
I know.
Should be a great game. Lions are good.
I know.
Go Birds.
First of all, that Monday game,
Yeah, what did you think?
insane.
It was very low scoring.
I was like, what am I watching?
They didn't seem to get into a real rhythm.
No.
There's something going on with A.J. Brown, right? He's not getting the
But
ball.
rightly so. He had like
I know,
4 touches or like, it didn't even make sense.
There's some play calling, questionable play calls by the coach. But, they're good. Hey, a W is a W. I'll take it.
A win is a win. This is not what I'm doing this weekend, but actually on Tuesday coming up, I want to shout out the Mission Story Slam next week. It's a storytelling competition for nonprofits and other sustainable businesses in our community. And a few years back, I got involved and I won.
Yeah, you did.
And all you do is simply tell a 5-minute story, win some money for your favorite nonprofit. And this year's edition, it's the 13th, and the theme is Braver Today. So the stories that will be told are going to be based around that. This is all happening Tuesday, November 18th at the National Mechanics Bar and Restaurant in Old City on South 3rd Street. Tickets are $15.
Awesome.
Matt, thanks so much for joining me on this episode of the Friday News Roundup.
Trenae, thanks for your 2 cents this week.
I like that. And before we sign off, if you want to support the show and get great perks, you can become a CityCast Philly neighbor at membership.citycast.fm. We will shout you out. We will shout out your favorite business. So head over to membership.citycast.fm.
Thanks for tuning in. Now go check between your couch cushions for historical artifacts.
Ah, that's a good one.
Uh-huh.
That's all for us today on CityCast Philly. Our executive producer is Matt Katz. Our producers are Abby Fritz and Lars Sitsui. Our Hey Philly newsletter editor is Siani Colon. And our host is me, Trenae Nuri. Music is by Philly's own Interminable, with additional music from all the Kimonos. If you enjoyed this week of episodes, you gotta share a link with your friends. Also, rate the show, leave us a review, and subscribe to our morning newsletter, Hey Philly. We'll be back Monday morning with more news from around the city. Have a great weekend and be safe, y'all. Bye.
Now go spend your last pennies wisely, Philadelphia. I'm looking at this set.